fact that he's on the field and healthy.
I think the fact that he's pitching well.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Given where he was 2 years ago, Timmy,
It
was questions whether he'd ever pitch effectively, ever make it to the big leagues. So this is like a huge win for him and the San Diego Padres.
Well, yeah, he was looking like he was heading down the Forest. What's his name? Forest something.
Forrest Whitley.
Whitley, yeah.
Forrest Whitley actually, Timmy, got back on the mound.
I saw that, yes.
And, the stat line wasn't good. I do know somebody who saw that outing. They said he was wild. Just was not able to throw strikes at all. His stuff looked good, though. They said that the stuff wasn't all the way back, but they were encouraged by what they saw with the arm itself, but apparently a long way to go.
Yeah, I would think, he's got his hands full, but again, it's a nice positive to see him back on the bump and throwing, and hopefully we see improvement there. Our game's a game of constant adjustments, and hey, Mackenzie Gore, hey, maybe the hitters have made an adjustment, and we'll see what Mackenzie Gore has to bring back, but I'm still excited about him moving into 2023.
What do you really am. His ERA is 3.64 with a XRE at 4.05, a FIP at 3.28. It's a little bit inconsistent there. Striking out 10 per 9, walking 4 per 9 though. So that's not good. What do you see? Where does his ERA wind up this year?
I think it winds up somewhere around 4.
Okay.
What I want to see over the balance of the season, and we'll have a huge determination in where I look at him next year, is I want to see what happens with the walk rate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that walk rate's got to come down a little bit, and if it does, that'll have a huge bearing on where I rank Mackenzie Gore heading into next year, and I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, Timmy, if you look back, back when he was rolling, when he was a kid, he had sub 3 walks per 9, and then the wheels fell off in 2020, the pandemic year. But 2021, we saw a stat line. I'm looking at it, 7.28 per 9. Even this year, last year, it was 5.4 and AAA. So he only pitched 5 innings in AAA this year before he got the call. So I'm with you. I think it's all about his ability to throw strikes. And if he winds up with a 3.5 walk per 9 or something like that, I might be all in next year on him.
Well, I'd like to think that what we're seeing today will be bettered by what we see tomorrow. And the walks are a big part of that equation.
Yep. Totally agree. So to answer John's question, I think you would say he's not a 450, 130 guy, but just temper your expectations. A rookie, still struggling to come back, and 4 ERA, which is about what he's pitching now.
Yeah. So it's, again, I'm happy with what I've seen. I'll just leave it at that, and I'm hoping for better things moving forward.
Timmy, let's take a break, get back, and let's answer some more questions here.
Sounds good.
So I got a question. I forgot to write the guy's name down, but he asked a third pitcher here. Timmy, he must play in a very shallow league. Would you drop Kyle Wright to add Kevin Gausman?
Well, yeah. When I saw that, my first question was, "Wow, what type of league is that?"
Yeah, can I get in it?
Yeah.
I said you should try to find a way to roster both of them, and then he threw in, what if Lucas Giolito was on the waiver wire? So I have to ask you then, let's order these guys, the last 3 the rest of the way: Lucas Giolito, Kevin Gausman, and Kyle Wright.
I'm going to go with Kyle Wright just marginally.
Really? Above Gausman?
It's close for me. I could go either way on that one. Giolito's in a world, he's ... and then Giolito as number 3.
Giolito,
he just hasn't pitched. He hasn't pitched well.
I know. Any team that's got any offense, the Blue Jays just pounded them. He's okay against Detroit, but put him against anybody that's got a little bit of ump in their lineup. Timmy, it's just downright ugly.
Yeah. On second thoughts, maybe I will go with Ghostman, even though they've got the Yankees. Yeah, they've also got Baltimore. So yeah, it's like I said. I think Ghostman has pitched well. Wright has pitched well. He's upon some challenges recently, but I like both of them.
I would probably
I'll
take
go
Gossman.
Gossman just ahead.
I'll go Gossman
Yeah,
just because he's a little bit older pitcher. I don't know. I mean, Kyle Wright plays for a good team. Are they going to slow him down in the second half? Tim, we're almost at the halfway point. By the way, you realize we're 43% of the way through the season.
Yes, before you know it, it'll be 44.
I know. Okay. All right. So, and we've already talked about Giolito. There's deep concern about Giolito.
There has to be. There's got to be deep concern about the White Sox as a team right now, not just Giolito. They got to get it going, and they got to get it going quick. And despite some great performances by individual players, it's a mess. And I think there's only one way out, and I don't think it's going to happen. The Cleveland Guardians might end up winning that division.
That would be, I mean...
Or the Twins.
I have to tell you, Timmy, if the White Sox don't win, the heads have to roll. I mean, on paper, they're so much better than every other team in that division.
Yeah, it's not close, but they are not playing well, not at all. And Cleveland, despite their challenges on offense, they got good pitching. They got the best pitching in that division, with Giolito pitching the way he is. You know what I mean? It's one never knows, and Bieber hangs in there. McKenzie, they got some good arms. So
Tristan McKenzie.
Tristan McKenzie. Yeah, they got some good arms.
They do indeed. Did you hear about Mercado though? DFA.
Yeah, DFA. Yeah, that one's. But Oscar's playing real well.
Oscar Gonzalez. Yes.
Yeah, a couple home runs this week.
Yeah,
and he still seems to be spraying the ball around the park a bit. So I hope that continues. I don't think we need to see him increase the miss part of his swing and miss game to try and launch bombs. I like what I've seen so far. Maybe a 20 home run type annualized player with decent batting average and OBP. I'd rather see that than 30 home runs with an ugly batting average. Selling out for the power.
I kind of like, after seeing the Akron Rubber Ducks, Timmy, and seeing all the talent that is on that team, knowing that they're going to be...
They got some nice middle infield talent, don't they?
It's just, George Villar is going to be a really, really interesting guy. I mean, that's a badass dude, man. And they've got some, I fell in love with Bo Naylor, and that guy is Dalton Varsho all over. That's maybe a guy who can hit better than Varsho, but an athletic kid with speed that's going to hit at the top of the lineup. I mean, there's some interesting guys coming along, and that they're a pitching factory, so the pitchers are going to be there.
Right, exactly. I'm surprised we haven't seen Peyton Battenfield this year.
Yeah, I keep confused. He is not on Tampa, right? He's on Cleveland.
Yeah, I believe he's on Cleveland. Yeah,
and he was with Tampa, and then he got traded. I couldn't remember which way it went, so I'll assume that you're right. Here's another question for you. Jason asks, Logan Gilbert or Kyle Wright on Dynasty League head-to-head points. Who do you prefer?
I've got a serious man crush on Logan Gilbert, so I gotta go Gilbert.
I think so as well, because
it's
Gilbert,
close, but
it's going to come down to
Logan
strikeouts, because ERA and WHIP won't matter. Well, I guess they will in the head-to-head point. No, just in a head-to-head points league. So ERA and WHIP's not going to matter. So it's really going to come down to who wins games.
Mm-hmm. And I think Seattle's going to be a better club in the second half. And I think Logan Gilbert, I think we've already seen him take the next step, and I think it's going to be maintained. So I'm going to go with Logan Gilbert.
A request out for Jason. I know Jason tweets at me a lot, and I appreciate that, Jason. But dude, when you tweet at me with 7 or 8 other people, I have to mute you. I can't. I will not answer those questions, Timmy, because it fills up my timeline. I can't see other people's stuff. So please, Jason, I implore you, do not include other people on tweets to me. Otherwise, I'm going to block you because you're. I'll get in there, Timmy. There'll be 25 tweets, and they'll all be generated from one of these crazy, posts with 10 other people on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I much prefer myself if people have a question for me, just address it to me.
Yeah.
Either private message or you can tweet it, whatever works for you. And I just find it easier rather than jumping in with one of 40 other analysts.
Yeah,
right?
it's it's okay if Tim and me on the same one. We're like one, so but with everybody else, I mean, it's impossible to decipher what's going on. Anyway, so that's Logan Gilbert. Last question is Jose Barrio. Steve asks, Jose Barrio, when does he get promoted? Does he play every day in the big leagues? Does he stay at shortstop? If not, where does he play? Still a 2020 guy. Lots of questions there, Timmy. Break down Jose Barrio for Steve.
Well, he didn't play the first month and a half of the season. Proceeded to get back in the game May 20th. His numbers in May, 233 average, 303 OBP. 12 strikeouts, 3 walks, a couple home runs. He's played the full month of June, and, 3 home runs, a couple stolen bases, a 213 batting average, 268 OBP, 35 strikeouts, 3 walks.
That's not good. I didn't realize that. Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, it's work in progress. I don't think we're going to see Jose Barrera. Maybe a cup of coffee in September. But right now, based on the way he's playing, I think he needs more time at AAA. There's just simply way too much missing his swing and miss game, and he's got to get that a bit under control, at least semi under control, before the Reds are going to look at moving him up. So maybe a cup of coffee in September, but I don't think we're going to see anything much before then, unless he really picks up the pace.
Yeah, I mean, he can really pick it at short, so he's a plus defender at short. So I think at a minimum he's going to be a utility guy. I think he's got more talent, Timmy. They like his bat. I mean, he's got power, he's got speed. I don't know if he's ever a 2020 guy, but it's about approach and contact, right? If you're going to hit 210 with a 260 on base percentage, you're not going to play.
Well, and I know Kyle Farmer long term is not the answer, but he's not having a bad year. Yeah, he's got 5 homers, 38 RBIs, 33 strikeouts, 15 walks, 346 OBP, 286 batting average, 4 stolen bases. The Reds aren't in any hurry to bring up Barrero if he's not ready. Well, and it makes total sense. Why would they? If he's struggling at AAA, it's not going to get any better in the bigs, is it?
Not at all. Timmy, I got some additional questions for you. We've already talked about Oneil Cruz, but give me a stat line, annualized for the rest of the season. So if it was, April 1st, given what we know about Oneil Cruz and what he's done to date, give me a year stat line for Oneil Cruz.
18 homers, 7 stolen bases, 230 batting average. 300 OBP.
I think you're a little light on the stolen bases, but otherwise, I kind of think that's good. I mean, he could pop 25 home runs. There's no question.
Sure he could.
But I think, I think Tim is right. There's going to be pressure on the bat until we see more.
Yeah, I started looking at his minor league numbers in 2021 at AA. He stole 18 bases. That's his high water mark. Okay. This year at AAA, he's stolen 11. Yeah, you're right. I could be a little low on the stolen bases. Yeah. Maybe 12 to 15, somewhere in there. But he's still very much a work in progress. I'm just happy that the Pirates are allowing him to do the work at the big league level.
Yeah, people point also, Timmy, Tatis Jr. coming up with a 30%